the Engage Finance channel. Don't forget, if you like this sort of content, please drop a like and subscribe, and it really helps the channel grow and puts it out there to more people, and hopefully you get some value from the information that we're providing. So I'm going to have a look today at yield of a property versus return on capital invested, and why yield probably isn't really worth knowing, but we'll go into that into more detail. So first of all, I'll show you how to calculate yield, and then hopefully you'll see why I feel it's probably, out of all the figures to know, one of the least important. So let's have a look, similar sort of examples as we always look at. A 200k property that generates £750 per calendar month. Okay, so to calculate yield, you need the annual rental, which is just 750 times 12, which in this example comes to £9,000. Okay, and you need to divide that by the property value, which is £200,000. Okay, you then times that figure by 100, and it gives you the yield percentage, which in this example is 4.5%. Okay, so that's how you calculate the yield, which is probably what you hear about the most and what is shouted about the most when it comes to property investing, which is fine, because initially when you're looking at a deal, you know, this figure, most people when they're looking at single lets, you're probably looking at about 5, 6, 7% yield, depending on where the property is located. And obviously the lower the purchase price, but trying to keep the rental high, is where it's going to balance out. Okay, so as an overall, with a quick calculation like this, it gives you the quick yield figure, so you know then roughly what the sort of you know, how good the property deal is. However, why I think it's pointless information is because realistically in today's market, no one invests 200k cash and just leaves it tied up. Therefore there's no mortgage payment, so realistically the 750 is going to have figures taken off it, i.e. mortgage, estate letting agents fees. If you were to just put 200k into a property to generate that, then it would generate 4.5%. But let's look at actually what you are investing into the deal and the overall costs. Same property, don't know why I wiped that off. £750 per calendar month. Okay, so realistically on this style of deal, you're going to be putting down a 25% deposit, which is 50,000. Okay, so 50,000 deposit. Yep. You are then going to have various other fees, so let's have a look. So you're going to have 6,000 stamp duty, lender's arrangement fee on these sort of deals works on 2%. Okay, because you're borrowing 150,000, taking away the 50k deposit, you're going to have a £3,000 lender fee. Obviously that's varies, but as a rough idea. Legal fees, you're going to have to pay lender's legal fees, and you're going to have to pay your legal fees. Okay, again, that really varies depending on what you're buying it in, but as a rough idea. And then you're going to have valuation and broker fee. Okay, about 1,000, give or take. So this is what you are putting into this deal, whether that be fees or whether it be the deposit. So money in. So to do this deal, you're going to need a total there of 62,500. So that's the physical money that you are putting into the deal to be able to buy this £200,000 property. So you can see why, you know, working out return on capital invested is more important than yield, because, you know, you're not putting that into the deal, you're putting that into the deal. Okay, so let's break that down a bit further. So let's look at the rental figure. Gross is £750, but you're going to have the mortgage payment off that, which I've worked on 2.5% interest fee. Interest only means a payment of, can't be read my writing, 312.50. Okay, so that's interest only. Then you might have 10% letting agent fees off that. Okay, which based on 750 is obviously £75. Okay, so 10% might be a bit high. 750, 75. You're a bit miffed if it was 750. Again, 10% is probably a little bit high for a single letting agent, but it gives you an idea and helps with round figures. So when you're looking at that, the actual net rent minus the mortgage payment and the letting agent fee, you actually physically get £362.50. I've not included maintenance or anything like that in here. I've just kept that simple, but again, some people will budget, say, 10% a month set aside for any maintenance issues. So now we look at return on capital invested. Same calculation to work out yield, but we're only looking at what you net rental you get and the net amount that you put into the deal. Okay, so let's look at it again. We needed the annual rental, so £362.50 annual rental, which is times 12, gives you 4350 divided by, okay, so we're not doing rent divided by property value, we're doing net rent divided by what we invested into the deal, so 62,500, okay, times by 100 gives you 6.96%. i.e., the other way to look at this is if you were to go to a bank with £62,500, in essence, the rate that they are offering you to put it into a savings account with them would be 6.96%. Now, if you can find a bank that offers you 6.96%, then you are extremely lucky or extremely well connected, because I don't think that's possible. So this is why property investing gives you a massive return on your investment, even down on a single let like this, with a relatively low cash input in the grand scheme of things. So, you know, this is why I personally feel this is the figure to be working on, because property is an investment. It can be a business, but it primarily for most people is an investment. So you are investing this amount to achieve this interest return on investment. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a breakdown as to why I think yield isn't the figure to be working on. This is the figure to be working on.